Have we got a good episode for you today? In this video, we're going to finally be talking about all of the options available to us for our around the world drive. Is it the end? You're going to have to watch until the very end of this video because we have something very special to announce to you guys. And if it's the first time you are watching us, don't forget to click that subscribe button because we have some amazing adventures coming up.
We're Marianne and Chris. In May 2018, we quit the 9-to-5, rented our house to travel full time. Like everybody, the coronavirus is affecting our daily lives, and our around the world drive has now come to a standstill.
We're currently on day 70, self-isolating in a car park in Istanbul, and we need your help to decide our future.
Today is Wednesday, the 27th of May, and we're going to be discussing with you our situation, because we think things are about to change.
As a British citizen visiting Turkey, we are allowed to stay for 90 days in a given 6-month period.
Our 90 days runs out during the first week of June.
Now, it's currently okay because the government here announced that if anybody overstays due to the coronavirus, there won't be any penalties.
The situation right now is there are restrictions of movement between certain areas, so we're unable to leave Istanbul.
The word on the street that we've picked up from the news channel is that on the 3rd of June, this situation might change.
So will the borders open?
And if they do, how long can we stay? A week? A month?
The truth is, we don't really know. We're either going to go back to the UK or we're going to carry on east to Russia.
But there are some big considerations to think about before we look at the options.
So what does the UK Foreign Office travel advice say?
So with immediate effect, I've taken the decision to advise British nationals against non-essential travel globally.
Dominic Raab, the Foreign Secretary, is saying that all British travellers abroad who are usually based in the UK are advised to return now.
So why is that important?
Normally, if you travel against their advice, your travel insurance is void.
We left before this advice with a year's cover. In fact, when we left the UK, China was only just reporting its first case.
So are we still covered?
We reached out to World Nomads, our insurance provider, back in March. They replied to us on the 11th of May saying, under the policy, there would not be any cover under any section if anything related to the coronavirus was to arise, I'm afraid.
So we have no medical cover if we need a ventilator, but we have cover for everything else.
So just for quick clarification, A-Plan Insurance Thatcham sponsored our medical insurance worldwide, but because they don't themselves provide long-term cover, they actually paid for our cover via World Nomads.
Also, let's not forget, there is a world pandemic going on.
In the Spanish flu pandemic back in the early 1900s, the second wave was actually worse than the first.
So although some countries are improving, there is a chance that the second wave could hit.
So, option 1. You got it? Head home to UK. Should we head back to the UK or into the EU?
So currently, Turkey's borders with Bulgaria and Greece are closed.
But when are the borders going to open? Getting up-to-date information is quite hard, but we're keeping an eye online for the updated latest news.
I found an article online that says that the Greek border will open to international travellers and tourists at the earliest on the 1st of July.
So what about Bulgaria?
No date announced for borders reopening for non-essential travel.
And just to add a little confusion, our insurance for Trudy within the EU ran out last week.
So we reached out to the guys at A-Plan in Thatcham and asked them for their advice on what we should do. And they sent us an email back to say they've renewed our policy.
We love you, A-Plan Thatcham! Even if we do make it into Greece or Bulgaria, we would still have a lot of countries to cross to get back to the UK.
And who knows how many of those would put us into a 14-day quarantine as we crossed.
Oh, and don't forget, if we leave Turkey and go back into the EU, we wouldn't be allowed into Turkey for 6 months because we've stayed for our maximum allowance. And that means if we chose this option, it would be the end of the world trip for this year.
So option 2.
Have you got it? I'm carrying on.
Do we carry on?
So we would have to get into Russia by the beginning of July to make it all the way across to Vladivostok before the weather turns.
So currently, Georgia's borders with Turkey and with Russia are still closed, and there is no date out there as to when they may open.
So if we get into Georgia, we can stay as a UK citizen for 1 year. But remember, we won't be able to come back into Turkey for 6 months.
So let's assume we can get into Russia before the 1st of July.
Will we be able to renew our medical insurance at the end of 2020?
Currently, no.
Remember, at the moment, we are not covered for COVID.
So what happens if we get to the far end of Russia and we can no longer ship on to anywhere on the Americas because the second wave has hit?
Driving back won't be an option due to visas and the weather.
Okay, I know it would make fabulous content, and Chris is already excited about the possibility of all the drama. But really, do we want to put ourselves at that much risk?
Come on people, keep us safe.
And now option 3.
You got it? Wait
Should we just wait here in Turkey?
and see what happens.
Currently, we have no choice. We are staying here because the borders are not open.
But if the borders do reopen, we may be forced to move on because we've outstayed our 90-day allowance.
So to wait in Turkey, we're going to need some kind of visa extension.
So we thought the best thing to do was to be able to go and really understand the options that are available to us.
Yeah.
So we're off to find the immigration office here in Istanbul. I'm not sure what you reckon, but I reckon Marianne's rocking the mask and sunglasses look.
I've got it all going on.
Actually, you look like, is it the Invisible Man? Or
Oh!
is it the Invisible Man?
Yeah, I get that.
That's looking over the fence to where our Trudy is.
Oh, we literally love our Trudy.
The park's nice and quiet this morning. So today the lockdown is a weekday, so we're able to go out and about. And we've just come out of a 4-day lockdown. And it's actually nice to get out. Very hot today. The sun is shining. We've got the baseball cap on because I really don't have much hair on top and I don't want to burn. And we've lathered up in the suntan oil. The walk today, I've looked on Google Maps, I think it's probably about half an hour. It's a fair walk, but we've come out reasonably early. It's just after, it's about 9:30 this morning, before it gets too busy and too hot. So we've just come out and the lorry behind me has actually just crunched in the bridge. It's too low. And he's going for it on the other bridge. And he's definitely messed his roof up.
He's actually stopped down there.
Yeah, so this is the bridge that he hit, and looking at the amount of things, there's definitely happened before, and there doesn't seem to be any warnings about a low bridge. We've just walked a little bit further down the road, and they do actually have 2 height notices, 3.6 meters. So I think he just missed the sign. G'day, Aiden. So it's definitely getting busier when you walk out and about. And
we've just had a 4-day lockdown, so everybody really just wants to get out and get their food and get everything ready for the next one.
yeah, absolutely. And you can see some of the shops are opening again now. They did it the last week, where the shopping malls and some of the shops are allowed to open. So slowly things are getting back to normal here in Istanbul. But it feels weird to be coming out and seeing so many people. It's actually interesting because as you walk around, the social distancing as you come around Istanbul doesn't really happen. There's just so many people out and about that it makes it very hard to socially distance when you're walking around on the pavement. It's very hard to avoid people. So
But I think that's why you don't go to cities.
yeah, I mean, ideally, you know, the situation that we're in at the moment is that you wouldn't normally base yourself in a city. You know, we just did that because of the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
So I just love the architecture of the mosques and everything, but you can see the roads are pretty busy today. So we're heading over there, and it's about 20 minutes walk up that street. So we've arrived at what we think is the immigration office. And there's a big queue and a lot of people, but we're not sure whether that's a queue for appointments only or whether there's somebody that we can ask just to get a bit of information. So Marianne's just going to go to a window and see if she can find somebody. Okay, so Marianne has just asked, and apparently we need to go down the road 100 meters. So we're just squeezing through the queue here, and yeah, never a dull day.
Is it me, or do you hold your breath when you're walking through people?
Yeah, you do, but it's so hard to socially distance, and it's quite hard when you don't know the language. Thank goodness we have Google Translate, even though some of the words actually come out quite wrong. So
I did say a tourist visa, and it said a tourist pizza.
A tourist pizza. Where do I get a tourist pizza? I don't know. So we think we found the immigration office, so we're going to put the cameras away and have a chat to the guys here and see what we can find out. So that was really interesting. There are some options where we could apply for a temporary residency permit that would enable us to wait it out in Turkey.
And it would mean that if we did leave Turkey, we would be able to come back in.
With so many choices, we need your help to decide what we are going to do. So next Sunday, the 31st of May, 6 p.m. UK time, we're going to be doing a live chat, and you're going to decide what we do. We're going to announce our decision after chatting to you guys live.
Oh, the pressure's on!
So put it in your diary. We'll put a link below to the live chat, and make sure you are there. Do not miss this. It's going to be very good.
And also, if you haven't subscribed and clicked the notification bell, maybe that's something you should do right now.
What? You're not subscribed? What are you doing? Come on!
How can you not be subscribed to the Car Park Diaries of Istanbul?
There you go. See you on Sunday.
See you then.